Breaking news on social media. It is Tuesday morning recording this, and Harry Maguire's move to West Ham United is now in serious doubt. In fact, it is being called as being off. Uh, Jacob Steinberg wrote, Harry Maguire's move to West Ham is off. The club have grown tired of waiting for the deal to progress. Ex-WHG employee also wrote, West Ham are now moving on to other targets 100%. We are frustrated with the lack of movement. Now, to me, I think this is a tactic. I think this is West Ham United trying to put the pressure on Manchester United. Like I say, as of recording this, it is Tuesday morning. This should be out Tuesday night. Man United played last night. Martinez was taken off because I believe he was on a yellow card. He was taken off for Lindelof. Maguire didn't play a minute of football for Manchester United last night. He's all but being said that he's not going to be playing in the first team. I think Ten Hag even said in his press conference that if he's not willing to stay and fight for his first team place, then he's not going to be part of his plans. He's not going to be playing for Manchester United. He looks like he's going to be leaving United. And, we had a fee agreed with him for 30 million. I think that was agreed at the same time as the James Ward-Prowse deal. And of course, that has now gone through. James Ward-Prowse is a West Ham United player. Maguire has agreed personal terms with West Ham United and he's agreed a fee. So what's the hold up? The hold up is that basically Harry Maguire wants a payout from Manchester United because he's taking such a wage cut to go to West Ham. Two things with this. Number one, that's alarm bells to me. If you're not willing to come to West Ham on lower money, that is a little bit of an alarm bell to me because you should want to come to West Ham to push for your place in the England side, to be given that chance to play at centre-back for West Ham. Money shouldn't really be an object to you at the moment. We're still offering him quite a decent wage. I know he's taking quite a big wage cut, but if your number one priority at the moment is not, I want to play football, I want to be a starting centre-back, I'm hungry, I want to get in that England lineup, I'm going to go to West Ham to do that, I'm going to redeem my career. People have said that I'm not good enough. People have made memes about me. People have done all this crap about me, said I'm not good enough. My manager said I'm not good enough. The fans said I'm not good enough. The media said I'm not good enough. I'm going to go to West Ham United and prove that I'm the player that I was. I'm going to prove that I was the £80 million buy that I was when I signed for Man United. It just didn't work out for me there. I'm going to go to a new club. I'm hungry. I want to earn, I want to, earn my place in that team. Instead, you're more getting the thoughts of, West Ham are in for me. I'm not going to play for United. I guess I'm going to have to move to West Ham, but I don't really want to take a pay cut. If I stay at United and just sit on the bench, I'm going to be earning money. So, do I really want to go to West Ham? I'm going to be earning significantly less. And I know nobody wants to earn less money than obviously they're on at the moment. Why would you want to move somewhere else to earn less money? Well, for me, you've got enough money. You're a football player. You're being paid 120k a week, which is still crazy amounts of money. So I think when you put that into perspective, getting 70k less a week is going to be a lot over. It's almost 840,000 less a year, which to me and you is a crazy amount of money. But I think at some point in your career, you have to sit there and say to yourself, when I agreed that deal, I was a better player. I was a younger player. I had more potential. Now I've not done as well. I've got to hold my hands and admit that I've not done as well. I've not played as well as I should have done for Man United. I wasn't the player that they expected. That's why I'm on that wage. This is a more respectable wage. This is a wage that, to be honest, is quite lucky to be earning. 120k odds at West Ham makes him one of the top earners. And we know that obviously United had the funds to pay their players whatever they really want. So the fact that this deal is stalling because of Harry Maguire being on less money is alarm bells to me. Does he want to play for West Ham, or is he sort of just being forced to? Is he just in the mindset of, I'm not going to play for Man United, they want me to leave, they've agreed a fee, I might as well just go? Or is it going to be, like I said, the first scenario, which is the one you want? I want to play for West Ham. I want to prove to everybody that I'm a good player, the player that I was bought for that price tag. I'm going to go and prove them all wrong. It kind of feels more to me that Maguire's sitting there and saying, well, it could be any club. I could play for any club as long as the wages are respectable. I'll go and play for you guys. And that gives me a little bit of worry. But at the same time, why don't United just pay it off? Maguire was expected to earn, I believe he's on about 190 or something ridiculous like that. He's on quite a high wage. Why don't United just sit there and say, look, we offered you this wage. You thought you were getting this wage for the next 3 years or 4 years or whatever it is. We're not going to be able to fulfill that to you because we want you to leave. We want to facilitate you leaving. So we're going to pay you. But I think he only gets a 6 million payout for his contract ending early. And I believe he wants around 15 million. So, I actually never thought that I'd sit here and be a little bit disappointed that Harry Maguire's not moving to West Ham. I mean, for me, I think he's the perfect player to fulfill. I mean, he's such a Moyes player, isn't he? He's not flashy on the ball. He doesn't do things well, but Harry Maguire is tall. We've just signed James Ward-Prowse. He's going to be dangerous for set pieces. He's a no-nonsense defender. If we move to a back three, which is what I'm hoping we will do if we were to sign him, then I think he'd be a perfect signing. However, there are other targets out there. Hardwood Bellis is something we've been looking at. He'll be half the price, lower wages. Obviously, not Premier League experience, so a bit of a risk there. But, Harry Maguire is a huge risk. Having him on 120k a week, signing him for 30 million, I mean, that is a huge risk. Let's be fair here. We are taking a risk in signing him. He might come and play for us and be as poor as he's been for United, because looking at him playing for United, he's not played well at all in my eyes. He hasn't played well. He's been a defensive liability at times for United, and I'm not surprised they want to get rid of him. But I've bought into the idea of Harry Maguire. I really have, and I think him coming to the football club in that back five would be a really good signing for West Ham. But if I had the choice between Ward-Prowse or Maguire, I'm choosing Ward-Prowse. There are other centre back options out there. Of course, Jonathan Tah is someone we've been very, very heavily interested in. Yerry Mina, no interest there, but he's on a free. He's somebody that I think we could bring to the football club potentially. But yeah, it's disappointing to see this deal fall through over £9 million. I mean, again, like I said, this is a lot of money towards me and you, but Harry Maguire, he earns 120 around 190k a week at United. He earns buckets full, loads and loads of money. So is it really going to be that big of a deal for him? He earns around like 2 million odd a year if he's on 200,000 a week. He earns about 8 million a year. So yeah, 9 million is quite a lot for him. That's like a year's wages. But I think if you're on that kind of money, at some point you have to sit there and say to yourself, is it about the money or is it about the football? And you always want people to come to the football club for the football. I know money's going to be an object, and I know money's going to be a concern. None of these players will play, professional football for free with the amount of games they have to play, with the amount of dedication they have to put towards it. But 120k is a very respectable wage. It's a very, very respectable wage. So, I don't really see it as being a big issue. So if I actually think I made a mistake there, if he's on 70k a week, then he'll be losing around 4 million less from taking our deal, not 700,000. But as I say, he is getting a £6 million compensation essentially for taking that pay cut. So for the first year, he's not even really going to lose any money for us. He's 30 years of age. Again, I don't see where the issue lies in this. Yes, I see it from Maguire's side that United are basically forcing him to leave. United want the money for him. United want him to leave. In a sense, he should be saying, well, you want me to leave. I don't want to leave. Pay me the money. Pay me a little bit of compensation. I thought I was earning this for a set amount of years. I'm not going to be earning this now. I'm going to be earning less. You should be compensating that. But I think a player with a good attitude would say, do you know what? I've had my time at United and I want to go and prove myself. He should be desperate to go to a club like West Ham, absolutely desperate. No other club in the top six is going to really want him. The only other club that maybe potentially will want him is Aston Villa. Now, I think that's a really good move for him. But again, he needs to play in a back five. And surely he recognises that too. Surely he doesn't think he can play in a back two anymore after what he's done at Manchester United. So for me, alarm bells are ringing here. I was a little bit convinced on Maguire, but having the deal stall over something as frivol as just a little bit of money, I mean, that to me rings some alarm bells. And maybe he's not the type of player that West Ham should be pursuing after all.